Unraveling the Past, Understanding Passive Voice in Simple Past Tense. Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of the English language. More specifically, we're taking a closer look at the passive voice in the simple past tense. We'll learn to identify passive sentences and understand their usage in the past tense. Let's unravel the past together. In English grammar, we primarily have two voices, active and passive. In active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action, but when we switch to passive voice, the subject is acted upon by the verb. In other words, the action is done to the subject. For example, active, she painted the wall. Passive, the wall was painted by her. Notice how the subject and object swap positions, and how the verb form changes. We'll explore these changes more as we go along. Let's talk about how passive voice works specifically in the simple past tense. The general formula for simple past passive is object plus was, were plus past participle of main verb plus by plus subject. Note: by is not always needed, especially when the doer of the action is not important or unknown. For example, active, they built the house last year. Passive, the house was built last year. Here, we see the past tense verb, built, becomes, was built, in the passive voice. Now, how do we identify when a sentence is in the passive voice and in the simple past tense? Look for these signs. 1. The past participle form of a verb. 2. The presence of was or were before this past participle. 3. The object is at the beginning of the sentence, not the end. For instance, in the sentence, the cake was eaten by the children, was eaten, is in the past participle form, was is present, and the cake, which is the object in the active voice, starts the sentence. Now let's look at some examples and practice identifying the passive voice in simple past tense. The books were read by the students. The letter was written by Jane. The room was cleaned yesterday. The project was finished ahead of schedule. All of these sentences are in the passive voice in simple past tense. Remember to look for the signs we discussed in section 3. And that wraps up our lesson on passive voice in the simple past tense. We hope this video has helped clarify how to identify passive sentences in the past tense. Keep practicing and soon, it will become second nature to you. Until our next grammar adventure, keep learning and stay curious.